Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku's Showboat. Today is, of course, Thursday, April 29th, 2021. I'm joined by Dolly, who, uh, who really loves this teaser toy. She's, she's really going at it. Yes. Yes, my cutie. She's so ferocious. She's such a ferocious baby girl. Yeah, are you gonna fall on me? Are you gonna fall on me? There you are. There you go. You're getting all twisted up in the teaser toy. YouTube said something about there being buffering. I don't know. I have 0 drop frames here. But yeah, that we're gonna do the thing. Hi, yes. Oh, she she just jumped off and took the toy with her across her back. Yeah, it went across her back. Yeah, there, you can have it. Sure. You can have it. So yesterday was a pretty eventful day. Um I'm going to be looking this way today because I had another monitor that sat here, and that's where I would have my stream software with the chat, and all of that was there. Today, that screen is gone because it died yesterday. I shouldn't really say it died because that assumes that it wouldn't turn on anymore. It was turning on, but it was flickering off and on and off and on and off and on and off and on, and each time it would have has disconnected, attempting to reconnect. That's great. Thank you, Streamlabs OBS. Hi, Ollie. I see. I see the back of Ollie's head. There's an Ollie. Hi. Hi, my Ollie. Yes, that's my boy. That's my boy. So yeah, that happened yesterday. Over the past couple of days, and the past few streams, you may have noticed me occasionally comment about this electrical pop. I had mentioned while streaming hearing some electrical pop on my desk. It seems that it was the monitor dying. I've had that monitor for 7 years, as it turns out, since around 2014. I had originally paid about 330 some odd dollars for the thing from a Korean brand, using basically screens that did not pass quality control testing at name brands. They would buy the stock of the ones that function but didn't quite reach the level of quality that were the standards of those higher quality brands. Which means you always have a risk that when you buy those screens that you may have a dead pixel or two. I did not have any dead pixels on that screen. It was a 1440p screen, 60 hertz monitor that it wasn't IPS. It was some other higher quality screen type, better than TN, which is what my main monitor is right now. So that screen I'm considering dead. I'm assuming it's either some sort of a capacitor or transistor or something on a board somewhere in it. And I don't feel like doing precision soldering and having to get the correct type of replacement parts to switch them out and try to fix the thing. So I bought a new monitor. I've ordered a new monitor. It will arrive this weekend, ideally, for our streaming next week. At which point I will actually be taking my current screen, looking forward here, moving that sideways and putting the new monitor as my new main monitor. Because the new monitor is actually better than the screen I have in front of me right now. Which, the screen I have in front of me right now, if memory serves correctly, was around $800. at the time that I bought it to get a 1440p 144 hertz TN monitor, the Asus PG 27 some odd numbers, letters, things. Old-ish is what it is. They don't make this model anymore because the technology has moved on since then. Now IPS is all the rage. And the new screen that I'm getting is an IPS screen with 144 hertz at 1440p. So that's why I got the thing. That's why I ordered it. 1440p, 144 hertz, Gigabyte G27Q gaming monitor, 1 millisecond response time, VESA HDR 400 as part of that. So actually some HDR support in there, which is nice. Yeah. So that's a thing. That's the thing. It will arrive eventually. I also had to get a longer display port cord because I don't think the display port that it comes with, or the HDMI for that matter, would be long enough for where I want it to get it to my back of my computer in the closet next to me. So that is happening. It will be ready soon. But of course, ideally I would get 2 of them to replace this current screen that was over $800 because as it turns out, I actually got, I think, this letter, this letter, which I'm not gonna show the front of, in the mail yesterday, as I get every year, which is my City of Norfolk personal property tax bill for the business. The business personal property, the city taxes you on the value of your business's property. It's relatively small percentage-wise compared to the value of the products, but they go by the price you paid at the time of purchase with 0 reduction over time. So I'm paying taxes for an $800 some odd dollar monitor and every individual component of my computer for that matter. So it would be in my best financial interests for tax purposes to replace the more expensive items with cheaper items in the long term. Technically, I have replaced a more expensive item with a cheaper item with this secondary monitor going out on me. The new monitor is technically a little bit cheaper than what I originally paid for the original monitor, so my tax bill will reduce a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna have so I've got that thing right there. I don't know if I'm gonna be claiming that as business property. I probably should, which would add another piece of equipment that's 300 some odd dollars onto the list of business property. There's things I have here that I could add, but hasn't really become relevant yet as to my business. Probably some things I should have done, but haven't. I've just been trying to think like what should I include, what doesn't need to be included, what haven't I used, what will I use, all this sort of stuff to have to think about for taxes. And my tax bill is $185, like a few cents shy of $185 a year, every year, just to do what I do, which is stream videos and occasionally do transcription, but I haven't done that in a little while at this point. And yeah, it's just nuts. It's just nuts, and that's on top of a $50 license fee for a business license for the city. 185 plus 50. every year to have the business. Anyway, that is that news thus far. So basically, the monitor that I've just ordered uses up every single bit of my federal tax return this year. The entirety of the federal tax return, which hasn't arrived yet. So that's fun. It'll offset the cost of the monitor, and then I have to still pay the personal property taxes. It's great. It's fantastic. Freaking tastic. Anyway, game. Hello, game. We'll shift that over there. So for the next couple of days, at least, I'm going to be shifting my gaze that way to look at the chat. Because instead of having my chat there, it's now there. And really far away on the other side of my coffee machine on my TV. Which, the TV's always been a third monitor for me. My off monitor, because it's just a 1080p TV, and it's really big, and not that convenient for the specific streaming purposes, but I do usually keep up some sort of a window over there, either a browser window or otherwise, and that's what I have like consoles hooked up to. For console games, I just switch the input on it. I don't really do PC games on that screen because I have a 1440p screen right in front of me. Anyway, we're starting today exactly where we left off last time in this playthrough of Sea Block. We worked on getting into glass last time, and had a rather lengthy detour for steel, because I really needed steel last time, and not only did I really need steel, I decided that I was going to get all of the steel. And by all of the steel, I mean 5 steel per second. And this is what we built in this little square here. All of this infrastructure makes the mineral sludge locally for the build. It makes all of the sludge that the build needs, theoretically, as long as it's operating at peak capacity, which I'm pretty sure I had made out to be 100 per second when it's operating at its full potential. That is a problem. As it turns out, I literally just looked at the thing and saw that it wasn't doing what I intended it to do and immediately found the problem. Don't you love it? So there's a problem here. And that would mean that there is a problem here. Yeah, so some of these weren't running because it was backed up on hydrogen. Neat. That means the other thing that I'm building is going to have that same issue. I need to make sure that I fix it. So each one of these makes 100. So this makes up to 400 mineral sludge each second. That gets converted into givelite and saphirite processes, as well as into mineral catalysts, processes into iron into steel, and then, or iron ore into processed iron, into ingots, into steel, ingots, molten plates, times 2, of course. So each one of these little segments is 2.5 steel each second. So I have 2 of those for 5, and if I wanted to add, say, 2 more of these for 10, I would need to add this whole thing again. And yeah, I don't really have the space for that. In its current form, I could add Like, right there, I could add a set for another 200, and I could add another 200 up above, I'm pretty sure, right around there, maybe. Might have to shift a few things around, I don't know. Or maybe here, down right in here. So I think I could make it fit to get 10, but meh. I'm okay, I think, at this point with the amount of steel that I have. If I look over at the mall area, I see that I have a lot of steel. In fact, I have 8,800 units of steel stored in this train station, which means that everything in here has the steel that it is able to fully process to use up here, because this is what I needed it for. I needed it to make my red level of logistics. And we are accruing our red level logistics here, which is very, very nice. I've got 500 stack inserters now, just sitting and waiting for awesomeness. And the steel gear wheels are flowing over there. But that wasn't really my intended point for last time. My intended point for last time was to get into the stuff and things. The glass. I wanted to get into glass last time. I need to do that right there to fix a copy-paste issue. And this is the infrastructure that we built to get into glass, or that I built to get into glass. Individual ore sorting on bobmonium and sapphirite, because those need to be crushed and then thrown into flotation processes to individually sort for silicon ore. I will need to bring in crystal catalysts. I will need to go and get a little bit more logistic infrastructure here, some more yellow belts and such, and inserters, and a small inline storage tank, apparently. To get all this going, I'll also need to place down a whole bunch of power poles, and I will, of course, need to get the inputs going on this. The singular input going on this. Alright. I mean, it will work. I just needed to be able to put down power poles in there. Yeah, power poles. Those are the things we tend to forget about at times around here. Slash being able to fit the power poles where they need to exist. Having power poles in positions where they can exist would be really nice. There we go. That should be power to everything. Once it's all said and done. I need a requester station. You know, I don't really think I have any requester station for a solid in the base yet, outside of the mall. My mall is the only place with a standard requester station setup. Interesting. Uh... That doesn't look correct. There you go. There's your spacing. Glorious spacing. And all I really need is some power. May as well connect everything up. I'll need to put down a series of my thingies that I'm not carrying. Great. Fantastic. That's gonna go there, and that's gonna get robots when I'm carrying around robots. It needs these. Oh, I've got those there. Okay. Gotta connect that to that, so off we go. Well, that doesn't behave the way I was expecting it to behave. One more. There. There you go. Yeah, so I don't have any more nanobot ammo either. Let's go ahead and find my car and head to the mall so I can have a wonderful restock. I need quite a few things. And of course, last time I also had wonderful chats with folks. Had a good long conversation about the whole geode washing for the mineral sludge versus electrolyzer processing for the mineral sludge, and why I have chosen to do the electrolyzer processing for the mineral sludge. Let's just say that, to summarize, I have chosen what I've chosen because it is more space efficient. And it's simpler than doing the geode washing. Therefore, that's what I'm doing. It's simple by comparison. I'm not going to say it's, like, really easy, but it's a thing that once it's set up, I can just copy and paste it without having to worry too much about needing to have explosives for explosive excavation to get water placed for the viscous mud water that would be needed in the geode build, as an example. Still need a whole bunch of stuff to kickstart the thing to get it to move once it's placed, but I'd rather have that than the alternative, which also needs things to kickstart it, by the way. It also needs the sulfur and the filter frames, at least. This one with the electrolysis in here. This one needs electrodes. It needs charcoal for two things over here. Fuel source and charcoal for an initial jolt on carbon dioxide. It needs the filter frames as well, and sulfur in here to get the sulfuric acid going. 4 separate things. Okay, I could use more power poles. Speaking of which, I should be able to make infinite power poles at this point. So, go ahead, make more. All right, what else do I need? What am I forgetting? I know I'm forgetting. I know I am forgetting. Does my vehicle have stuff? It has a few stuffs. I need ammo. And I think I've got it covered. Yeah, I think I'm good. Got some pipes. Could probably use more pipes. I see that I'm completely out of overflow valves. I need more overflow valves. Where do I have my overflow valves? I don't know where I have my overflow valves. Where are they? Overflow valves. There you are. I might have them in a couple of locations on here because I tend to lose track of what I have and haven't done in my mall. Especially when I just make things as needed rather than set up a orderly system that takes into account all of the mark levels of things beforehand in the layout. Yeah, that would be more ideal. But more ideal if I was using something like Pyandon Spots that has way more buildings than this. And having to keep track of way more infrastructure that costs way more material cost to produce. And you need tons of all of it. I didn't have any Jax tanks. Okay, good. Now I have some. Car. Do you have filter frames? You do not. Go ahead and take some of those. I want a few units of rail. Go ahead and take the rail. You've got a whole bunch of signals. Am I missing? I have 2 of each of those stops. What about regulars? I've got plenty of regulars. And train and wagons. Locomotive and wagons. And some charcoal. More charcoal. More. Get rid of those Mark IIs. I think I'm good now. Let's head back. Wrap up this glass build. So, once I'm done with glass here, my intent is to start working towards getting into red circuits. That shall be the goal. Would be to work towards it. We're not going to be getting red circuits today, just so that we're all on the same page there. We will not be oh, right, the inline storage tank. I do need that. Where's that? You. Let me go grab one of those. Real quick. Real quick, lack. So, likely we're going to work on, say, plastic, as an example, rather than, all of the things to get into the red circuits, because there's a lot of things to get into red circuits. Right, I know I have these tanks. I know I have these tanks. They must exist. I know I have these tanks because I've made fluid wagons. And fluid wagons need storage tanks, and storage tanks need small inline storage tanks. How much landfill do I have right now? 236,000. Gonna be a little bit before I spend any of that. Oh gosh. Alright, I also need to fix every single one of these intersections. And it's just a minor inconvenience on the trains, but one that should get fixed. So those big intersections, there's a slight issue with a few extra doohickeys. Yes, doohickeys. So very specific of me. There's a few extra chain signals on the extra large intersections that are preventing trains traveling in a completely straight line through the intersections. They end up taking a big loop all the way around the thing when going on straights. Say a train wants to go from here across to here straight. Logically, you would think it would just go straight through, but that's not actually what it does. What it does is that little sinuous thing where it goes up and over and around and around and around and around and over and up. It's really weird. It actually goes around, which is only supposed to go around when there are trains within. That's supposed to be an alternative bypass to get around a train that's in the thing to improve the overall throughput, but it seems that the trains are incapable completely of going straight through the intersection to begin with, and that is not the intended behavior. And it's caused by this guy right here in particular. I'm pretty sure. Also, that one doesn't need to be there at all. And I think that does. Hold on, there was a... Yeah, so it's those two, but it's those two on all sides, I think. Potentially. So that would be the equivalent of that one and that one there. And then that one and that one. And then I think it's that one and that one in the full rotation all the way around. So 8 total chain signals are not placed properly. Ay, 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 ay. So, power. Yes, that's a thing that we need. We'll hook her on up. I also made more power last time we met. Remember that I expanded my existing power setup over here, added all of these. I could make something a little bit better, I think, by utilizing higher mark level electrolyzers as well as the upgraded Mark II steam engines, level 2 steam engines, but I don't think I'll do that anytime particularly soon. I also have level 3 on the algae farms at this point. Now, what about these guys? These are red circuits. These are red circuits. So there's a lot of red level infrastructure. I'll call it red level infrastructure. It's the double pips, level rank 2, that do require these red circuits. There's a lot that requires just the green circuits, but enough need reds that I want to get into that as soon as possible. Now, the level 3 boiler would require Invar and brass, and that is going to need a bit more time to get into the ore sorting for those. So we'll worry about that when I get into that sorting. See, that's going to need Invar and the red circuits. These guys need red circuits for the smaller storage chests. Etc., 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 etc. I would like to get into plastic because the plastic pipes are going to be extremely cheap. These things are going to be really easy. Really, really easy. Why do I say it's going to be really, really easy? Because I've had to look at plastic, and did I have it in here? No? Thought we've looked at plastic already, but for what it's worth, plastic. We need plastic. Plastic comes from propene. Propene comes from methanol, and methanol, comes from methane and steam in that recipe. Alternatively, it comes from cellulose fiber, which is from that, which is from that, which is from that stuff. It just needs mineralized water. But hey, guess what's free? Completely free. Crushing slag from electrolysis. And I may as well include the washing, set it to matrix solver as well. Crushing slag from electrolysis. That's not the... What? Oh, that, yeah, the blah. That's the thing. It would need pure water processing 2. And that, how much do we want? 15? That's a few algae farm 3s. To get 15. Also, what now? What? Oh, right, I didn't, like, throw in the full chain there. Ha! Yeah. Wait. What? Why you know? Why you no go? Why you know stuff? Why do you say you need 39.7 slag and yet the number, like, there's no ingredient slag listed? Huh? What? Helmod, you're busted. Helmod, you're a little borked there, buddy. I need slag. What is the issue here? Why is it not trying to make the mineralized water? Oh, it's trying to make the water. It's trying to make the water, so I need a separate thing that's sourcing water. Ay 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 ay. And do that. So that's plastic, 15 per second. It would need 71 algae farm 3s. just 100 liquefiers converting cellulose fiber into methanol. It's a bit, it's a bit of stuff, ultimately. But this is ultimately just one option. I know I'm like already like I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. That's all connected. Yes, yes. Also, I don't really need this here. I need it here for these requesters. These requesters are going to request glass. Where is glass? Glass. This one's going to be supply glass. This is going to be request crystal catalysts at glass. There's the crystal catalysts. Bring me crystal catalysts. This is going to be depot glass. How do you get glass instead of sand? Or landfill? What? Grass? Oh, grass instead of sand. It is a setting. It is a startup setting. Mod settings, startup. Sea Block. Default landfill type. Grass. Startup settings for Sea Block. Right there. You can set it to be whatever you want, really. I think there was an update to Sea Block as well that defaulted the, or was it, no, it was landfill painting. There was a landfill painting change that I think now defaults this to off. I think I saw that recently. Rotate to select landfill variation, I think. I wrote grass instead of glass. Yeah, because stuff. D-glass, D-glass, S-glass, at glass. Glass, 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 glass. I wrote glass. You have grass on the mind. Speaking of which, in my state, as of July 1st, did you know that state of Virginia, as of July 1st, it will be legal to grow, like 3 plants of marijuana on your personal property as of July 1st of this year. It will be completely legal to both possess and to grow for your own use. Up to a certain number of plants. Like, huh. Okay. So, is it legal to buy the seeds? I don't think so. I haven't seen that anywhere. Huh. So there's this interesting situation in Virginia that'll be coming up in July where there'll be stuff that's legal that requires you to do something illegal to have a thing that's legal. It's just odd. I don't do this stuff. I've never done this stuff. I've been around people who have done this stuff, and trust me, I do not want to do this stuff. Just the fumes make me lose full control over my thoughts, and that disturbs me greatly. I don't like the feeling of not being in complete control over my mind. so I don't do any mind-altering stuff. So it's not. It's still illegal to buy. That's the point I'm making. It's not illegal to possess, but it is still illegal to buy and sell. Thus part of the irony. The weirdness that's going to be in effect in Virginia, because it hasn't been made legal to actually buy and sell. Just to, if you have it, if you have it on you within a certain amount, and if you are growing it on your property, a certain number of plants, you're not gonna get in trouble for that. It's the people selling it and making money off of it. That's still illegal. So it's like, weird. Because part of it's federal as well. States can't override federal issues, although some states basically have tried. It hasn't been taken to a high enough level of court to say, hey, this is in the realm of the federal. You can't do that. They can do it until a court says they can't. That's basically how the laws work in the United States. State-level laws are not supposed to be able to supersede federal law, ever. You can make some stuff stricter, but not other stuff. Like, you can make things, like, have stricter limits on things, but you can't make something legal that's illegal federally. A state isn't supposed to be able to just say, hey, this is legal here, if it's illegal federally. And that can... The thing is, they can do it until a court says they can't. And strikes down the laws. It's... yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. And in reverse, states can't make illegal things that are strictly defined as legal federally. Thus, lots of things going on. Lots of important court decisions coming up. In various topics. So, I need to also power this. That is all of that powered. I need to get this flowing. Put that there. Put that there. So, yeah. That's how things are in the US if you don't live here. I know most of my audience, I'm pretty sure, is not US based and maybe like confused like how some of these things can happen as they happen here. And it's just because we have different levels of oversight to make it happen, and we have these different layers of government and lawmaking, and ultimately all of the issues that arise have to be fixed in the court system, and if it's never taken to court, well, the laws all stand as they are. until they go into court. This is how we have. This is how we used to have swearing in public being illegal in the state of Virginia until last year. For a very long time, it was actually technically illegal in the state of Virginia to swear in public. And it wasn't a court decision that got rid of it for the obvious First Amendment implications. It was the legislature itself repealing the law. It's like, yes, you have freedom of speech. Just don't swear. Don't swear in public. That's totally not the government implicating freedom of expression. So yeah, that's a thing as well. You would be surprised if you actually go to any individual state and start like reading the laws of the individual state. What was the penalty? I don't know, some sort of a fine. It's a fine. It's not really like jail time or anything like that. And very few individuals have ever been prosecuted for it. It's only been instances of using swearing to insult another person. That's like the only time is like during insults where another person has taken offense to the insult. It's been like the only time it's ever been actually enforced. And it's extremely rare. There's so many laws that are not enforced at state level laws, and many of which shouldn't be there because they're unconstitutional laws, federally unconstitutional laws, or just strictly unenforceable. Like not having premarital ahems. Another law in Virginia. It was illegal to make love with another person who you're not married to. Illegal. Although it's still illegal to spit in public. Huh. Yes, like you and any single state, if you just actually go through and you start reading the laws that are on the books, it's just like a nightmare. Like what? Like question marks, because some of them are ancient as well. I don't. Is this actually? Oh, I came down here to grab this. I came down here to grab sulfur. That's why I'm here. Going on this tangent. Yeah. It's craziness. Absolute craziness. And as I said, all of these laws stand and are binding until taken to court and the courts strike them down. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's how it works around here. Where's my car? Way up here? Way up here. Alright, you need one of those. You need one of those. And doink, doink. And doink, doink. There you go. There you go. That's going to get the mineralized water flowing to make the algae continuously. And that should be the whole thing sorted, ready to go, moving. It exists! All I really need to do now is get the slurry here, or the sludge, out. Oot and a boot. And we could also, you know, mention the irony that people are inherently expected to follow the laws and to know the laws, when it would take an entire lifetime to actually learn all of the laws. Right? Like, there's an expectation that you know and follow all of the laws, and that if you break a law, that not ignorance of the law is not a defense from the consequences of the law, and yet there's so many that it's very reasonable to not know something. It's extremely reasonable to not know. Yet that is not a defense from consequences. It is a defense from severity of consequences. It's not a defense from having to face consequences, which is just ugh. Just loads of question marks. Anyway, that's my tangent. One of many, I'm sure, throughout the stream today. So how are we looking? How are we looking? We have the silicon. Thus, we have the glass mixture. And thus we have glass. Glass! Our glass exists now. Enjoy. We have glass. Hallelujah. Why do we have glass? To make greenhouses, to make wood, to make resin, as part of the process of getting into red circuits. Pretty sure it's the red circuits I needed this for. Anyway, yeah, phenolic boards. Oh boy, yeah, those are a thing. Phenolic boards, that's the whole point. That's the whole point, is glass for greenhouses, for wood, for resin. For phenolic boards. Until I get access to a different method of getting resin that doesn't even use wood. After which point, the whole thing is deleted and I never have to make wood again. I technically don't even need to make the wood in the first place if I wanted to try to do things more different. Just differently, logistically. It's, yeah. Yeah. It's stuff. It's things. And I hate it so much. Anyway. That is part of the solution here. What was it that used plastic in this? There was something. I see that I haven't broken down the transistors, so that's what's using the plastic. And it uses silicon wafers from monosilicon, from seeds and molten. So there's all that. I'm okay with the paper making for the wooden boards. So in the large. So what is the point of having to spend iron to make these basic boards that otherwise only cost copper. Copper wires. Copper wire coils, in this case. This is the only input that I need to bring in to make these basic circuit boards. And it's the only thing that uses wooden boards. I don't see the point of going through the entire process of making wood and having to spend iron plates on the saw blades just to get the boards when I can do this. And I can paste this as many times as I need to make more. This makes 2-ish, I think, per second of this stuff. I don't know, maybe at scale it'll be better the other way. That is very nice that I'm seeing here. Very, very nice stuffs. I do. Good. I have pellets. All is saved. I actually have pellets to fuel my locomotive. We are going to do 3. 3, not all that many. Three. You there. Take that. Step out of the way. Supply. Depot. Full cargo. Circuit condition. Auto magic. You there. Glass. 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 And D glass 1. Save. Ta-da! It's technically going to be delivered to the mall, so let's head over to the mall. Find you. You're going to be M glass. And I will go here. Find M glass. Edit it. Go down to glass. Hit that button. There we go. And now the glass is on its way to the mall. I'll still need to get my greenhouses set up for production at the mall, as well as the other stuff, the tree seedling thingies, basically all of the requisite infrastructure for this. I need these guys, greenhouses. I need the seed extractors, which are here. Those things. And I will need bioprocessors. So 3 buildings required for all of this. And, as we have seen in Helmod, I am going to need silicon wafers as well. I usually have this in the form of monosilicon, because it's the denser resource, and just shift the monosilicon where I need it. So, this is an area where I am making silicon. Huh. Maybe I should make more of it here, if at all possible, and get it into monosilicon instead of into glass. And, you know, cement too. There's that. Like, silicon is used for the cement. It's used for, well, the cement for the stone bricks, or whatever they're called. Do I even have access to them? I Do not? Yet? Okay, I guess I'll worry about that later then. Yeah, where's my concrete bricks? Concrete bricks, those things, yeah. Yeah, those things. Slag, cement, and water. Cement out of silicon and lime. Maybe I'll have a dedicated build for this, because of the slag in particular. And the stone bricks. Because this is going to be necessary for further stuffs. I hear a kitty playing. Oh yeah, and I now have a big hole on this side of me where the previous monitor was, because I've taken out the old monitor already. That's broken down. And the cats have like Ollie has explored over there. I'm just waiting for him to come over and like plop down in that spot, because there's this big open gap now on the desk. Oh, that was great yesterday. I was out for a little while. I had turned all my screens off to be out for a while. Came back, went to turn the screen on. It wouldn't come on at all. The little power light was flashing off and on, and off and on, and off and on. I expected it to be up within a couple of minutes, as it had the past few days where it's done that. But 25-30 minutes later, it was still problematic, and eventually I see screen, and I'm like, great, I'm going to leave the screen on forever now, because I don't want to have to wait 20 minutes for it to come on. And then it goes off. And it comes on. And it goes off. And it comes on. And I start hearing pop. 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 I'm like, oh great. This isn't going to stop, is it? No. It wasn't going to stop. And just let me have the screen. Oh yeah, I'm at 120 right now. FPS. Because the game is set to ×2, but yeah, the stuff is, this screen is capable of 144. Yeah, oh boy, red circuits. I am planning. We're planning. We're not going to get there today. But oh no, it is not under warranty. I had that screen for 7 years. And it's a Korean company, Qnix. I've already ordered a replacement. That was my intro, my stream intro today was talking about that. I had that monitor for 7 years, and it's I didn't feel like trying to fix it, so I ordered a new cheaper one. Slightly cheaper compared to what I paid for that one, and it's so much better than my main screen. Like, oh my gosh. That screen that blew out was like $330 something for a 1440p screen on an off-brand from Korea at the time. At the time, 2014, January 2014, which was pretty high-end for what it was, and what it cost. Now I get a screen with a better quality of screen, an IPS screen, 144 hertz versus 60 at 1440p, with a 1 millisecond response time, and all that sort of stuff, for $300 rather than $330. It's like, huh, this thing's better than my main screen. My main screen at the time was like $800 and then some. for 1440p at 144 hertz. And it's a TN panel. I was paying for the 144 hertz primarily at the time, and it was really expensive. This Asus monitor I have in front of me, ROG, it has a little badge that I stuck on it, on the base of it, and it's got G-Sync, actual G-Sync, in it, which also increased the price. But it's like, huh, yeah, my main monitor is going to be this new $300 monitor that I'm getting, and I'm going to be shifting this $800 monitor off to the side and using it as the secondary monitor going forward. And I had mentioned that it would actually be in my best tax interest to actually get a second one of those $300 monitors to replace this $800 one, because I have to pay city taxes on my personal property for the business every year, and there's zero reduction based off of age of equipment. They are basing the tax that you pay each year off of the original purchase price of the business property. So if I get rid of my $800 monitor and replace it with a $300 monitor, I would end up paying less tax each year for that specific item. I already am having to pay $185 a year, plus $50 for the license. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, we need stuff to get into red circuits. Ideally. What am I going to do here to execute upon this? What do I need to do as separate stuffs? Because that's really the point to all of this. Oh yeah, I guess wooden boards are also used for the phenolics. Do I do a phenolic board factory? Like, what's resin used in? Oh yeah, rubber. 1-to-1. 3-to-1 to make rubber. It's used in fiberglass, which won't come until later. It's used phenolics. Phenolics? Really? Phenolics, rubber, fiberglass, which isn't until a lot later. As liquid resin, not resin. You can do resin to liquid, but that defeats the purpose. You'll be getting liquid resin out of... Yeah, like that's not worthwhile to go the opposite way. No, you would want to get liquid resin as liquid resin. And the reason why I'm not doing liquid resin into resin is because the urea and formaldehyde involves using blue algae, which I do not have a consistent way of getting the sulfuric wastewater until I get into blue science. Once I'm at blue science, trivial, I can make the blue algae whenever, wherever. But until then, it would be very problematic to have to rely on processes that are not producing a sufficient amount of consistent sulfuric wastewater. Yeah, curse the blue algae. I mean, the blue algae is really convenient. I really like blue algae conceptually and the things that the blue algae makes. It is fantastic because it completely eliminates the need to use a catalyst to get into ammonia in particular. And it's also used to get into petrochemical stuff. But you don't get access to consistent sulfuric wastewater until sulfur processing 4 at Blue Science, when you can do lime scrubbing. In particular because coal no longer exists in Sea Block. It used to be you could convert wood to coal, and from there, it's coal crushing and washing into coke / charcoal. And that washing process of crushed coal produces sulfuric wastewater on demand out of wood in a normal Sea Block game, or in a normal Angels Bob's game. But they got rid of that for Sea Block completely. There is no more wood to coal recipe. Coal isn't even a thing you can get in Sea Block anymore. There just is no coal. It's all charcoal. It is like all we've got is a stack recipe here, mined from coal, but there's no mining. There's no mine for coal. And yeah, like this would be the ultimate sulfuric wastewater production in here, but they very specifically, I'm sure, didn't want people to do this because they wanted you to wait on the blue algae until Blue Science. Because I'm pretty sure that's a green science tech there. Or I already have the washing, technically, of crushed coal recipe into charcoal or coke. Charcoal replaces coke as an item mechanically. Otherwise, yeah. It's easier to disable recipes, so yeah, the recipe still exists in here. It's not so easy to just completely delete a recipe from the face of existence that's already been created in a dependency mod. It's just part of the technical side of things. The recipe's still there. I know it's still there. I can search it and find it. It's still there. It's just you can't use it. You can't use it. They should have it completely disabled. For whatever reason, it's not a disabled recipe. But I still know it's there. It doesn't change the fact that you can't use it still. So I'm just looking at all of this for the plastic and I was going to copy it to see if there's a better way available to me at this point in time, because I wanted to compare potentially the other methods here. So we need propene. Yes. We need propene, and there's propene from methanol and steam, or naphtha, steam, and red metal catalysts. The thing is, we can't get just naphtha yet. Because the crude oil stuff we're getting back into blue algae at that point. Back into the whole blue algae situation. How much sulfuric wastewater does that make? Hey. Break that for a sec. Whoa. Whoa. Still needs sulfuric wastewater. Okay, so it's not... Haha. It doesn't return enough. Okay, that was the question I had. What about raw gas? What about using raw gas? Where's the raw gas? There's 342.9. Why are you not showing me? I guess I have to put it in a new thing and link it with the ingredient. Excuse me? There you are. Yeah, curse you, wastewater. I know. But, you see, the product here is also acid gas, which can go back... I thought... No, apparently not. Thought I could get it back into wastewater, but no, it's part of something else. What about these natural gas liquids? Methane, ethane, butane. The only thing I have access to. Can I go methane out of any of these? Ethane to ethylene, no. No, I don't think I can. However, methane to methanol exists. I thought. Methane to methanol exists. And propene from methanol exists. So, that helps matters a bit if going down that route. But again, it doesn't have enough sulfuric wastewater as part of all that. So really it's like just nope. It's just nope. It won't be fine. There's no alternative that's realistic here, and I can't deal with the residuals yet. The solid residual oil from the stuffs. So what's the step missing here? This one? So if we look at methanol, well, we've got green metal catalysts from carbon dioxide and hydrogen as an option, of which we could do that. We could do that as a way of getting the methanol instead of doing the cellulose fiber. So I have the comparison over here, which is the cellulose process. So we see the building counts 412, 78, 78.2 megawatts. Okay, it's a bit. Catalyst's not as annoying as one would think. So, for this, I need to get rid of basically everything past here. And go with that. instead. So, the catalyst needs 0.75 silver and aluminium ore, which... Oh, that sucks. Yeah, we can't do that yet. Which we can't do yet. Great. Because that uses a tech that I don't have. Oh, wouldn't it be nice? Because CO2 and hydrogen are just completely trivial. But no, green. Green catalysts. Oh, boy. Yeah. And look at all the beautiful, beautiful crushing we're going to need. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. Where's the jiv? There it is. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a bit of stuff. And those. And break that down. I mean, it's only 40 sludge to get a 15 out. Oh, that's my alarm. We are halfway through the day's stream already. Oh boy. That's great. Oh yeah, today's the 29th, which means Rome Total War Remastered is now officially out and available to play. Very nice. I was thinking of getting that game, because it's half off if you own Rome Total War on Steam. Right now it's $15 to get the remaster. Not like I play much of that game anymore, but hey. Nostalgia. Cash in on nostalgia. Yeah. It's not that much on the sludge, ultimately. It's got an input of sulfuric acid. And hydrochloric. And hydrofluoric. The irony is, actually, on the flotation stuff here, this produces, I think, enough to make the sulfuric and the... Actually, that's not even used after that. Flotation part, it's not used in the crystals stuff. So I would have to... Yeah, the fluoric makes that, that makes that, and that will make enough for that. But you have to do all that. So, nah, for now. This is the way. This is the way. It sucks, but it is the way, and I'm going to do, of course, 5. Or, I will do... How much? 1.6. I will do 2. 2. Yeah. Yeah, those are better numbers. I like those numbers better. Also, that should be defaulted to that. And I think I'm good. Hello, my dolly. I see my dolly emerging from the window. There's my doll. There's that pretty girl. How's a pretty girl? How's pretty dolly? My baby. Yeah. Just come say hello. How's my baby? How's my baby? Say hi. Say hi. My baby. Yes, pretty girl. Pretty girl. Yes, pretty cat. Pretty kitty. Yeah. You sleepy? She's sleepy? She's not tired anymore? Or she is tired? She wasn't playful? She play herself out? She played herself out? Where'd that teaser toy go? Huh? Where'd the teaser toy go? I don't know. Where'd it go? Where'd you steal it? Where'd you take it? One of two. We'll see if two comes. We'll see where Ollie is. Where's my Ollie? Where did he go? Yeah, we got two kittens last year. Adopted from a rescue. Siblings. Although they look very different and they definitely have different personalities. Very different personalities despite being in the same environment together. Not really been apart from each other. They do behave very differently. So, plastic. Where am I going to do this? And what infrastructure am I missing for this? These are great questions. I should have the... I do not have enough algae farms, apparently. Well, I guess our first mission is to the mall. We go, we go. We've arrived. Let us not forget that I need to set that and that and that. Of course, I would set the things that aren't the same ingredients on those positions. That. Thanks. Oh. It's alright. Alright. Hello! Welcome. What have you missed? I just finished up my glass build, and I've planned out some of what I need to do to get into the red circuits. We're not going to be getting into the red circuits today. We're going to be working on the things that I will need to build in separate factories that are going to be involved in making the red circuits. So we've been planning, basically, all of that. I need these here. Planning. Lots and lots of planning. Stone, glass, and iron. Actual stone, though. Where is stone? There it is. Stone, glass, and iron. There we go. That'll make that. Let's limit to there. On you, give me about that many of you, and give me one stack of you. That's going to be for wood in the longer term. For resin. Wood for resin, for the red circuits, for the phenolic boards, for the thingies. Here. One resin to one red circuit out, but that one resin would end up needing 10 wood per second, and that's going to get replaced with blue algae processing to get into the liquid resin as we get into blue science. It'll just be completely replaced, and I won't use wood at all in the final base, from what I can tell at this point. It is completely superfluous. It's only useful here in this one very specific circumstance. Otherwise, we'll be working on plastic because I need to get plastic for the transistors? Yeah, transistors right here. What do I need for blue science? Red circuits, for one. But with Science Cost Tweaker, changing the sciences around, interesting things are going to be at play here. A number of the sciences from here on out are going to be producing waste byproducts that you have to deal with. Coppery waste byproducts for this particular science. The military one has both a coppery waste and a different type of waste, regular waste byproduct, that will give you iron and copper ore. The coppery waste product gives you copper ore. You have to deal with this ore somehow. So, yeah, this build is going to involve needing to get into... Wait. No. No. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, I hate you. I hate you, game. Someone was feeling evil when they designed this. Why do I say that? Do you not see what I see? You probably don't see what I see. I see a plate type that I don't get the individual ore sorting recipe for until after I have blue science. Gold. We can only obtain gold through rubite chunk sorting right now. What in the flying frick am I gonna do with the lead and the nickel? And we do not want that. No. Oh my god, 24? And this is for 1 science per second, by the way. This is for 1 science per second, by the way. This is for 1 science per second, by the way. I only need 0.2 lead plates in this build. I'll give it to him in that I need lead plates for this build. But what am I going to do with the lead ore? And this does not use nickel either. So... does it use brass? Bronze? I don't see that in here. Huh. So basically, the way that I'm dealing with the byproduct copper in this build is that I'm going to be making the copper that it needs locally, on site, and just using that on-site copper to supplement the plates from the waste byproduct, preferentially using the waste byproduct to cycle back into the system, because this science uses a lot of copper. I've got a bunch of like fruit flies flying around, and it's disturbing me greatly. And there's also like a couple of ladybugs, the young black ladybugs up on my light up there, crawling around. Ugh, I've got bugs around me. Oh boy. Oh boy. By the way, it was break time 13 minutes ago. So, we're going to take a brief break now. Sort of got distracted with all of my planning, and I'll be back in a few minutes where we're going to go and do this plastic build, and I will have to think about what we're going to do for that gold for the blue science. It's going to be several streams before we get into blue science. Like, just that's a problem for later me to have to solve. It's just for right now we're getting into this. Like we're still trying to get red circuits. We're not going to think about blue science yet. We'll probably be doing military science before we do the blue science. But yeah, I will be back shortly. I've fished a couple of kitty cats. I've fished up a couple of kitty cats, and they wanna play the piano. Hi Ollie. Hi Ollie. How's my Ollie? How's how's the big boy? How's my big boy? Huh? Yes, That's my thingy. Hi. Hello, my baby. He's such a big baby. He's big. Oh, he's flicking. Oh, he's flicking that tail. Oh, he's flicking it. He's annoyed. He's a little bit annoyed. Yes, I know, but you're such a pretty boy. We gotta show the pretty boy. Yeah. Go, go, go. Be free. Be free, my baby. Also, my yeah, meow. Yes, my dolly. That's my dolly. She's here too. My dolly. Hi. You wanted to get away from me just now. You were trying to get away, but she also really likes the teaser. Will do. Will do. Am I gonna? Yeah. I feel. There's that paw. Hi. Hello, paw. Hello, doll. My dolly. All right. Oh, stop! Stop! Papa! Oh no! Oh no! Ollie, go go. Oh no. I guess she's learned not to lay herself down next to the wheels of my chair. Ouchies. Yeah, she just got wheel casters. That's tail fur. So I guess I guess her fur, her fluff, got caught on the wheel of the chair, and I came forward, and there goes the fur. Well, she's not gonna like me for a while, or at least the chair. But now she knows. Now she knows not to be that close to the chair. Hello, Ollie. That's my Ollie. Oh well. It happens, sadly. So now she'll have probably a little bit of a bald spot on her tail for a little bit. Uh, our previous long-haired cat had that happen too, and he learned very quickly not to be too close to the wheels of the chair. Like, yeah, you probably don't want to lay down there. Anyway, plastic. How does plastic sound? I do not want to look at this ever again. Oh, God, no. Why? Oh, God, please, no. I hate this. I hate this so much. And do you know? Do you really want to know why I hate this so much on the gold here? It's because it's not designed well. Like I would have no problem with this requirement here if I needed the lead and the nickel and the aluminium in this process to make the science. But no, I don't need anywhere near that much lead. I don't need any nickel. I need the aluminium. I absolutely need the aluminium. The aluminium, it will offset the aluminium cost on there, and I'll need even more because I need 10 plates out. But my God, just why? Why did you not design this in a way that used enough lead plates and nickel plates, or some nickel alloy that uses this much ore in this process to make this science? Because you have to know that this is the only way we can get gold at this point in time. So, like, why? There needs to be another consistent use of this lead and this nickel. Is it in this? Is it here? Am I intended to ship over the lead and the nickel to mill science? But what happens when I'm trying to take sciences that don't need techs that don't need mill science? Huh? What about when I don't need mill science? Looks like the nickel is going to be through the Invar, which I'm pretty sure is a nickel alloy. Yep, nickel steel. There it is, molten Invar. And military science, it doesn't even need lead? What? Hold up. Why does this not need lead? So what am I supposed to do with the lead? Solder? Is that the intent? Solder? Because, I'm pretty sure that the amount of solder that I need is nowhere near enough to use the lead, to use all of that lead, ore that we get to make the gold. It would be part of the equation, but not the full solution. That only uses a minuscule amount of lead. If I made one, it would be 1 plate. Yeah, I get a little bit more than 1 plate out of 8 ore. I get just a bit more than that out of 8 ore. Or I get exactly 8 from 8 ore on the most basic of recipes. Well, it's just a problem until I've taken the specific text that I need to take to do the individual ore sorting for it. Once I can do the individual ore sorting for the gold, it's fine. So, for the temporary solution, it's just going to be store the excess ore types. In the meantime, though, plastic. We are at the mall. I can pick up the things that I need. I am going to hit the summary button, which will tell me that I need 19 liquefiers. I have 15. Now I have 20. I need a hydro plant. Probably need a bit more than that. I don't think I've fully broken this down with everything I need. But I have 7, so I think I'm okay on that front. What about clarifiers? I have 10. I have 18 flare stacks, overflow valves. I need a steam cracker. 2 of them, in fact. I don't think I'm making any petrochemical refining stuff in here, so... Steam cracker. There you are. Let's set that going. I've got all the things that I need for the steam cracker. Green bricks, plate, pipes. Green bricks, plate, pipes. Steel and pipes. Iron pipes. So the oil and gas separator is the same stuff. The oil refinery is 1 extra item in the iron gear wheel. The gas refinery is the same stuff as well. So that can go in there. And then, oh boy. Yeah, so I need another one of these. Yeah. But, or maybe not, I don't need those things there. So, yeah, I'm gonna need some more, things. I'm gonna need space for buildings. Hmm. Humma. Humma, humma, humma. Buildings. That doesn't quite work. Oh no, it does. Ish. Alright. Cool. Ta-da! And then up here... Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to have all of it. Just that aspect of it. There you go. Oh, right. That. There. Ta-da! Expansion! I'll need more expansion. Fortunately, I have all of this space here. And technically, all of this space here. Because... I can actually delete this in its entirety. All of it. All the way up. Like, all of this in here can end up getting deleted at this point. Because I don't have any of the sciences left. I have no techs left without getting into new science, and I'm going to put those sciences onto the train network anyway. So the sciences don't need to be there. The circuits I'm making elsewhere, the different circuit types, and I'm making all the plates and things elsewhere too. So the only stuff that's on this bus at this point that's not anywhere else is stone with stone bricks. That's it. That's the only stuff. Stone and stone bricks. Feeding into them all. Oh, and I guess technically the charcoal and pellets from the charcoal are coming all the way down to them all. I guess while I'm here, I will do that guy and that guy, which share the same stuffs. Oh no, I have that guy already. Whoopsies. So what was the one? What was the thing? Or was that the only thing? I think that was the only thing. I think we've got this, and the... Do I have the gas refinery? No. It's the gas refinery. Which, yeah, still same stuff. Just be sure to limit the chests a bit. Not that much, though. That much. We need to think about scale. Anyway, that's the steam crackers ready to go. How about algae farms? I need those. Glorious. I need 18 assembling machines. I'm carrying 24. That should be fine. Ore crushers. I have enough. Water wells and furnaces. I've got those. Electric boilers. I have those as well. And then I'm sure lots of pipe and pipe to ground. And time for an upgrade. Ta-da! Yay! Upgrades. We're full on reds now. And we will be using reds going forward. Only ever the red level of stuff now. Oh boy, that's a lot of greenhouses. I like. How many did I need for this? How much? How many greenhouses? 43. Okay, I've got enough of those. And then back to plastic here. Okay. We are good to go, I think. I've got 81 power poles. Could use more. Could use more cargo wagons. And requester supplier stations. I think I'm good now. That's it, that's all. Red loaders. You know, I haven't even been making those, I think. I don't think I've even been making the red loaders. Is there a reason? I'm pretty sure there's a reason. Because they exist here. Yeah. That would be why. Alright, thank you for reminding me about the loaders. That is another thing I would like at red. I miss them because they're up here in logistics tab. The loaders and the belt boxes. I don't use the belt boxes, by the way. Because I have fast enough belts inherently. And I don't really need the stacked items most of the time. I've used the stacking in the past to get around some throughput limitations with in Pyanodon's mods, because there's big gaps in time before when you get access to the better belts, and it actually can be useful in some circumstances to do stacking in a mod that's as complex as that. I have not seen as much point here. However, I am like looking at the algae stuff and I'm thinking, you know, that would be a good candidate for stacking. But I don't think I've included any compatibility mods that add stacking recipes for like Angel's stuff and Bob's stuff, I would see the, or do I even have that on? Yeah, I would see the unstacking recipes in here if I had that. See all these unstacking recipes for the vanilla items? I would have those entries for all of the Bob's and Angels unique items. But I don't, so I can't even use it. I can't even use the stacking. But it would be most useful on the green algae here. And those various intermediates, I should say. Alright, that should be pretty much that. Do I really need to use the loaders, though? I don't think so. I'm gonna carry around a few with me, what I've made so far. Where did I park? Up there, where it's safe. And where am I going to build this? Great question. Here is the next logical area to do this. Am I going to do this using the full thing? Probably not. Do I want to reserve the whole thing for plastic, though? I think so. Yeah. So welcome to the plastic zone. Looks like I've got a lot of puffer nests over here. Oh my gosh, so many puffer nests! What is with all these puffer nests? So this is, I think the blazing puffer nest variant. I wish it would actually give us the type of puffer egg that the nest looks like. Like, I really think that there should be nest variants for all of the different types of puffers, of which right now there's only 2 of the variants for sprites. And I think that they should give you the respective type of puffer egg rather than just gaseous, always. It would help so very much to speed up the initial setup for puffers. Because a lot of the problem with puffers is that it's hard to get the variants to start using them in the first place. It's hard to start using them. Which I don't think should be the case. It shouldn't be that difficult to start using the puffers. Because you always have to start with the gaseous eggs and basically convert them to the other types through random chance to get enough that you need that you then breed and make more of. I'd rather just start with making more of than have to wait until a gaseous egg grants you something else. Anyway, what was I looking for here? My station. This one. Station will live... Well, I guess it's not going to live there, because that will mean I need to grab some, I'll need to make some cliff explosives for that. Not like I am unable to make the cliff explosives. I don't really like having the 4-way intersection either. So this will live right here. Ta-da! Vehicle, I need your stuff. The convenient thing about this particular build, even though it uses a lot of infrastructure, a lot of buildings, is that it is making plastic from water without any other input. That's the main big benefit here. There is zero input here. Nothing. It's completely blank. And that is fantastic. I love it. I loves it. It's great. Why am I doing the electrolyzer electrode recipe? For the mineralized water. When I'm saving 3 electrolyzers and adding 2 chem plants. And adding a, what? What am I adding? All of that logistics work. Adding extra filter inserters versus regular inserters to handle the electrolyzer electrodes. Why would I bother with that? I shouldn't bother with that. I should be just doing the regular recipe rather than mucking about with electrodes. Wait, what? I thought it was gonna save me a bit more than that. Huh? Something wasn't updated, right? Well, anyway. Something wasn't right there. Something is not right there. Oh. Input 25.25. Mineralized water. This would be because I think I need that. No, I have that. I need that at the bottom with that. No, no, I have it already. At the bottom. Le fouc. Hmm, 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 hmm. Hum. Order of operations. But still. But still. That. So, why? Oh! I understand now. I understand where the big difference is coming from. Why it goes all the way up to 12 electrolyzers versus 4 here. It is because this produces mineralized water, 25.25 of it. which is a large percentage of what we actually need. It is a third of what we need. Would just be from washing the electrodes. So it dramatically has cut down there. That's what it's solving for, and that's what it's finding. Okay. So the savings is actually a lot more than just a lot more than what I thought. It saves me freaking 6 electrolyzers. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think that's okay. If the savings is 6 electrolyzers at the cost of a couple of chem plants, that seems fine by me. However, it does not overproduce. It overproduces fiber. You see that? It's producing 47.33 green algae and making 23.67 fiber. Oh, it's the cycling for this. Okay. It is 0. I thought there was... Is there, like, what's in excess here? Nothing. How is it? It's actually perfect. Really. Really, it's actually perfect. It found a solution that was perfect. Which scares me. It scares me because 1.13, 3.37, we're going to be inherently overproducing by having 4 and 2. So, I fear a backup clogging the system, making it not function. And I fear if I have a overflow valve venting mineralized water, letting this always move, that there may come a point where it somehow doesn't have enough mineralized water to continue flowing. Therefore, I'm just not going to bother, and I am going to go with the extra electrolyzers. There's just too much of a chance of the fluid mechanics going wrong. Basically, that's my thoughts on it. There's too much of a chance of fluid mechanics failing me. There we go. I could try the buffer thing, but I just rather avoid the potential for the issue in the first place than attempt to fix an impending issue. In theory, I shouldn't even have to have an overflow void and it would work fine, but I've had so many occasions where the theory and the math works out fine, and yet there are situations where things just jam. Like with these things. Like when I built 18 of these things and over half of them weren't moving and were like stuck with a whole bunch of crystal dust and 0 mineralized water for the filtration to happen. despite this producing more mineralized water than what it would otherwise need. I'm a little bit paranoid in situations that need mineralized water because of all that. But anyway, ahem. The irony that I am taking that. Alright, I need to upgrade. Upgrades! And blah. You know what? No. No. Delete. I didn't grab enough thingies, did I? Do I have any? And I don't. Oh, wow. I don't even have enough electrolyzers on me. I should go get some electrolyzers. Let's go ahead and grab some electrolyzers from the mall. Electrolyzers. Angel's electrolyzers, mind you. You know, I have never played straight Bobs before. So I've never really had that much of a need to use the Bob electrolyzers. Did you know that Bob's has electrolyzers? Yeah. Bob has its own electrolyzers buildings. They're like based off of an old version of the chemical plant, I think. Recoloring of the old chemical plant, a very old version iteration, I think. Anyway, that's what it reminds me of. Anyway, is the chemical plant, but it's not existent with angels at this point, I'm pretty sure. A long time ago, it was required, I think, in lithium processing, the very specific Bob's electrolyzer, but that's been changed by now, I'm pretty sure. In fact, yeah. So this is this one in my inventory. Streamlabs. Streamlabs just refreshed on me. I really don't know why it does that. It like completely refreshes and then it resets like drop frame counts and all of that. It's like it's completely renewed and I don't know why. It's been doing that for ages now. Alright. 11. So you're saying 12. So you're saying 12. Okay. Or a really long line. There's your 11. Congratulations. I don't need the oxygen or the hydrogen. Yeah, I don't need either of them. How much is produced? I will need 2 flare stacks on hydrogen and 1 on oxygen in total. Flare stack can handle only 150 units. I might actually flip this whole thing around because I want the belt line to be below. How much water? 378. That's fine. We're gonna flip it all completely. Yeah, we'll do it this way. right here, as is. No, 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 no. Yes. There. There, 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 there. There. Insetters. How is my power doing, by the way? Ugh. How much does this use? 12.1. We're gonna need more power. Soonish. Okay. That is slag. Slag needs to get crushed in a crusher. 2 crushers, in fact. Yes, again. More power. We must get more power. How are we doing here? So stack inserters, by the way, 4 items each swing at a speed of 864 per second. That would be math time. Simple math, though. Not the like extreme calculations that take into account the exact degree values of swing, rotation, and all of that. What's the next option for power after the blue? I don't know. I've just been copying pasting this pellet press. Just the pellet processing. That's all I've been doing. Pellets into steam this entire time. I'm sure there's better stuff at some point. But last time I think it was last time. I know it was this week. We had a discussion about the solid fuel versus charcoal pellets, and I showed how in a situation where you had to produce the hydrogen, that it would end up consuming 4.8 megawatts of your 9 to do the solid fuel if you're making your hydrogen out of electrolyzers to get enough hydrogen versus the pellet press processing, which, you know, it makes the 9 at the cost of like 3. Go back to 9 at the cost of 1.7. Yeah. That's a lot better than 4.8 to make 9 out of the charcoal pellet processing. Argument was made that, hey, you've got all of this hydrogen that's in the sludge processing that you could use because you're making the hydrogen anyway, you're spending that energy anyway. But my counterpoint to that is we're not always consuming the stuff that we're using the sludge for. It won't always be consumed, and I can't rely on the hydrogen continuing to flow in perpetuity. Essentially, because science does have an end to it, and there are times where we're not doing stuff with science, and there are, say, times that we'll have our plates fully backed up. I can't rely on that hydrogen for power. I just can't, because what'll end up happening is that something will get backed up, the power will cease to flow, and then everything else will cease to flow because there's no power. Or not enough power. And things will start to positive feedback loop to zero. Down to zero. I refuse to have the potential for those types of situations because I've experienced them in the past a bit too often. I've learned my lessons from the past to just avoid, whenever possible, any situation that could cause there to be problems like that. And that is part of how I design my factories. That's my design philosophy, is I avoid having to deal with and use... I avoid situations where a backup can cease production elsewhere, wherever possible. If that and that usually means not using byproducts. Trying to find any way I can to get rid of / void byproducts of any system. Wherever I can. And if I do need a thing that is a byproduct in a specific location, I will find a way to have a dedicated production of that product. Even if it's a byproduct somewhere else, I'd rather void it in that other location where it's a byproduct and have a dedicated factory for that product elsewhere. Like hydrogen. In this case, I'd rather have a dedicated production of hydrogen than make use of what's existing elsewhere, because what's existing elsewhere will not be a perpetual supply. I don't even know. I have to look at and explore the ore sorting for uranium in particular. Where did I break down the ore types? So, oh, I didn't put uranium on this list. I have to explore uranium, and I have to explore thorium as potential options. It all comes down to how much energy is used to get the uranium in the first place, and to get the requisite amount of catalyst and sludge that I need. Because here we've got a whole lot of bull to have to deal with. I have no way of getting uranium at the moment, but there will come a point after blue that uranium will become a technical option. It's just that, yeah. Now, I know that 1 unit of ore of uranium can make a lot of power in the grand scheme after Kovarex. The problem is you have to get to Kovarex. You know, casually, you have to get to Kovarex as well. No, it's not researched. So the recipes in the Recipe Explorer wouldn't have a red background. Anything that has a red background in the Recipe Explorer here is a recipe that's not researched yet. So when I showed the ore sorting recipe here, all 4 of these are not researched yet because they have red backgrounds on them. Yeah, we just stick with what I'm doing until blue, essentially. But I don't know if this is going to even be a net positive gain in power. That's what I don't know. I'm pretty sure it is, but then we have to think about, well, how much of a gain is it, and is it worth doing? two very important questions. Is it worth the effort of doing? See, now you're just getting it. Now you're getting into like extra work that I'm not planning on doing. Why would I spend the time on trying to make it work when I can just not do it in the first place? I'd rather not use the byproducts than figure out and take the time to execute upon trying to make such a system work. I'm not saying it can't work. I won't begrudge anyone for making it work in their factories. I just refuse to do so because I think it's a waste of time. And I'd rather be moving on into new and better things than trying to make an overly complicated system that works that I could have just avoided and be several steps ahead by then. I'd rather progress than spend forever trying to make a byproduct system work. There is a time factor to all of this too. Speaking of, I need... Oh god, that's a larger setup. 10... Ahem. 10 into 13? Huh? I think I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna steal this from here. And I'm gonna make a few changes, of course. Principal among them would be to convert actually everything to red at this point. Give my yellows yellow, 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 red, red, red. This does not use inserters whatsoever, so I think I'm good now. Do that. Back all. I need a few more loaders. Whoops. Aye. So, this stuff is a little iffy. Don't think I need to do this. Actually, I have red belts. Hold up. I have red belts. All of that was to get around the issue of yellows. Yeah, that's yellow. That makes a yellow. So, if I have... Ahem. So, that is precisely 2 reds. Ahem. So, from here, it's... Oh, right, it's the liquefiers. I need 14. Okay, 14 lickies. Lickety lickies. And it's only... Wait, it's only using... 20. Alright, because there is a cycle back on the charcoal for the CO2. But, huh? Wait. $15. 15, 7.5. Yes? 7.5. Now we're getting somewhere. I was looking at the wrong thing. Wonderful. Wonderful. That. Yes, that works. Actually, yeah, 8, 16, 30. We get 1 belt total. So the way that this works is actually like so. Whoopsies. Okay. Now that we're actually doing things the way that we should be doing things, I'm going to set this to output priority left. And I will have my double, or I will have my further processing into the, yeah, these guys, into these guys, into this, into these, off of here. So it was, what, 2 into 1 into furnace into 2 liquefiers. Hem. I can build compact when I even remotely try. Yeah, that's the stuff. So that's... Oh. Two of those. One of these. One of these. 2 of these. Enjoy. Ta-da! And then this makes the CO2 out of charcoal. Times 2. Ba-da! Ding, ding, ding! Ah! Compact! Lovely! Lovely stuff. You, I guess, could be more there. Get it out of the way, make it look a little bit cleaner. This thing's purpose is to just feed the fuel back in. I'm going to need that there and that there. And then... I think I'm good. I think I'm good with that. The rest will come down and go into, you know, 14 liquefiers, which only need an output, so 14 liquefiers. And just run right down that line. Let there be stuffs. What was the stuffs again? That stuff's methanol. Glorious, beautiful methanol. What can I use methanol for otherwise? Because I'm using it for the propene synthesis for this, but there's also the green metal catalyst formaldehyde. Oh boy. Oh boy. And there's methylamine with ammonia. Okay. Okay. And dimethylamine. Adding more methanol to methylamine to make 2-methyl double methyl amines. Yeah, amine coming from the base ammonia, amine, a nitrogen group. So you're adding a methyl, methane, methyl group to an amine, ammonia group, and you get methylamine. And then when you add another methyl to it, you get the dimethylamine. Alright, see ya. I'm actually about 9 minutes from ending the stream anyway, so you're not going to be missing too awfully much at the tail end here. This is the end, and then I won't. And then tomorrow when we come back, we'll be playing Stardew Valley rather than Sea Block, because that's my schedule. Fridays and Mondays are Stardew, and Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are Sea Block. So it gives people some time to catch up if they're only interested in one series. And even if they're interested in both, it gives people some time to catch up. Granted, I do stream 3 days in a row of the same thing, so people can end up getting a bit behind during that time, but they have several days to catch up as well with that. Then acetic and acetic anhydride. Acetic is... liquid plastic 2. Acetic anhydride is for bioplastic 1, which is not worth it in the slightest. Never has been. Hopefully one day will be, but as of right now, not valuable. Also, the printer is printing. Yep, you probably hear the printer printing. So outside of the methylamine and dimethylamine, which are actually part of hydrazine and rocket fuel through dimethylhydrazine for the rocket fuel capsules required in the later phases of the game, I think most of the time we're making propane out of it, actually, now that I'm really looking at this. Slash making resin. Isn't there a liquid resin 3 out of a melamine? I thought there was a resin 3. Yeah, there's a resin 3 out of bisphenol A and epichlorohydrin. Which I would prefer, maybe, if I need that much resin. Probably resin 2 is going to be fine. In the grandest of grand schemes. Wait, urea makes melamine, and then I think the melamine makes one of these? Or does it? Or does it? Could have sworn that there was a increase in complexity there. But regardless, these should be fine for this purpose. Why am I doing that way? I should be doing it this way. From here I have to make steam and crack this into propene, and then it's propene into plastic. That's actually all of this stuff-ish done. I still need a doohickey. Actually, just get rid of all that and do a doohickey, making me mineralized water out of that crushed stone. Give it a water supply to make the mineralized water, and then run this up. I don't want it higher though. There we go. That works. It works. And then... so that will have power once it's all hooked up. And then in this area... boink, 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 boink. Oh. Huh. Might want to rethink it a little bit, but nah. Nah. Steam crackers. Have I brought my steam crackers? Yes, I have. Doinky. And doinky. You guys are doing... not that one. You're doing... that one. Where we're going to void the excess residual gas that I can't really do anything with yet. And I'm going to need steam. Okay, steam over here. Give me my electric furnaces, please. With water. And power. There you go. That's the steam provided. I've checked it off already. Okay, that's fine. Propene, 2 liquefiers. Doinky and doinky. Making me glorious plastic. And those go into 2 assembling machines. Hey, how convenient. Is that exactly 1-to-1? No? What? I mean, it's effectively 1-to-1, right? It's effectively 1-to-1. Make me plastic, thanks. You use 15 into 1.5. You make 11.25. You make 11.25. I mean, that's fine. It's gonna even out over time. You're getting 80 propene. 40 propene will make 10. 10 will make 1, and 1 will make 2. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then it's gonna go into a thingy and have a robot move it. Sure. That will be that. Where's my doohickeys? Am I not carrying doohickeys? Oh my goodness. Well, there's doohickeys. There. Ta-da! And ta-da. And that's it. That's it, that's all. Hello, Ollie. Ollie has come to me. He's here. He's saying hello slash goodbye. He's all squirmy because I'm holding him uncomfortably. How's my boy? How's my Ollie? That's my boy. My baby. My baby Ollie. Yes. How's my Ollie? Aw, he's going in the lap. He's going in the lap, and that is going to be plastic once I have done the last finishing touches on this. I may or may not do them off screen, the finishing touches to power it and all of that. Part of me is thinking maybe this actually would be able to fit here. I'm thinking of moving it, this section here, and that'll make it more squared. That's my Ollie. That's my belly that you're licking. So that might be the slight layout change, but otherwise that's plastic. Congratulations, we've done the plastic build at this point. We've also finished the glass build today, which I'm very happy about having done, and we have the infrastructure now to actually make wood for resin. So there's that too. We're progressing on our way towards the red circuits next, and then progressing into our glorious blue science and military science at some point down the line. But with that, folks, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Show It. If you've enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all the social and engagement stuff below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell, as well as consider becoming an Erudite Otaku member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowit if you are so inclined and able. I will be back with more of the Sea Block series on Tuesday next week. I will be streaming tomorrow and Monday more of the Stardew Valley playthrough. I hope to see you all on the next one.